Oh boy, that Spider-Man is feeling the MCU ripple effect. How so? Well, we've seen in previous years, if you hype up a character around a certain film, box office goes up. Black Panther, Captain Marvel, and now it looks like Spider-Man is going to get a little bit of a boost from that. So tracking, obviously, going into Spider-Man Far From Home is looking pretty good. They're trying to zero in on where the film might end, and they're saying it has a chance at hitting that 1 billion mark. Yes, this would be the biggest grossing Spider-Man film of all time, but not just that, it would be this huge accomplishment for Sony as well, considering how long they've been putting out Spider-Man, and finally it's doing it. Now, you have to consider, a part of this, obviously a huge chunk is going to come out of the United States, and for the US, it's looking like it's going to end around 400 million, they're saying, meaning the other 600 is coming from international. Specifically, China is looking to be a pretty good market for it. Now, when it's all said and done, it could hit 1 billion. We don't know. It could do a little bit more, could do less. We just don't know how much Endgame is going to have an effect on this. Obviously, a lot of people were looking at Captain Marvel at the beginning of the year being like, that's going to tap out at 600. And clearly, it almost doubled that, so that didn't happen. So right now, looking at 1 billion, it could go either way. We don't know how the world's going to be responding to Spider-Man so close after Endgame, or if people are still as excited for the character, we just don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see how this moves forward, but let's say it does 800. That's still huge. That's huge numbers. If it does 1 billion, Sony's going to be more than happy with this film more than any other film they've put out. And if it does more than 1 billion, well, it's all really, I guess, up from there. So how happy can you really be? And I think Endgame is really what's pushing this forward, and that's certainly what a lot of people are looking at and counting towards. Now, how big this is going to be, I guess we're going to find out soon, but it looks like the opening weekend could be a pretty good indicator, even though it's like a 5-day weekend. So I don't know how they're going to break that down and how people are going to spin it. I guess we'll talk about that when it's time to talk about that.